Doesn't it seem like we're always moving and going somewhere, but never really seem to arrive? We travel to work and from work. Some of us travel for business. We go to places for vacations. We go out to eat, to drink, to dance. We go see the movies or a sports game. I don't have anything against travel. I mean, like you, I have to do all these things too. My favorite way to travel is by train. It just seems that we're always going somewhere and never really seem to get anywhere. We get so busy sometimes that we don't even have a chance to notice our neighbors, the life of the community, her desires and needs. We don't hear it either. I mean, we don't hear the cries for equity, justice, for love, and reconciliation. I think we even get so busy that we don't even hear the cries from within us either. Getting so caught up in the rat race of success and having more and climbing up the ladder. And how could we? I wonder what would happen if we just jumped off that ladder. Thomas Merton once wrote that the quality of a city depends on whether the rooms and the buildings and the streets are inhabited or just occupied. That the character of the city is set by the way the rooms are lived in, the way the buildings are lived in, and what goes on in the streets. Suppose that the street is an impersonal no man's land, a tube through which a huge quantity of traffic is sucked down towards the glass walls where business happens. Suppose that the street is a tunnel, a kind of nowhere, something to go through, something to get out of. Yet isn't that what our streets have become? I mean, Merton goes on to say that the street is not where they live, but where they have been dumped. The best thing to do with such a street is to pull down the blinds and open a bottle of whiskey. I love it when monastics get so raw, because the question begins to take shape. Something on the street has to change. Something must happen to the street. We have to really be present. We have to recognize each other as people. That's why violence never works. Violence in the street still sees the street as a no man's land, a battleground. It's submission with a different face on it. About 2,000 years ago, some unknown author wrote this crazy line. It says, "There is a day called today." I think about this passage a lot. And I think that's exactly what it was saying, was that we have to stop getting to the next level. Stop crowding the streets. Stop trying to seek for something when it's right there in front of you, all around you, within you. Because you see, when we crowd the streets just to crowd them, when we live in our lives as though the community we live in is a meaningless life, we actually start to lose something precious within us. And call it our humanity, call it our soul, call it whatever. But if we do more than simply submit to the crowded streets, if we truly live, then we enter into the beautiful mess of creation. Because if we forsake our neighbor for our bliss, what are we doing? I mean, we can dance in the streets, but that doesn't make the streets any less worse than what they already are, or take away from the fact that our rent is way too high. I mean, we can drink until we pass out, but that doesn't give us back the job we just lost. the city remains a concrete desert. Rather, we need to celebrate. But celebration isn't just noise or dancing, and it takes more than just one. Celebration is about creating joy. It's about craziness. It's about confidence. It's about seeing beauty in ashes. Because when we celebrate life, when we love, we are truly living.